The lecture hall of the Galactic Military Academy fell silent as Commander Vexthor, a towering Kralix warrior with 4 arms and scales that gleamed like polished obsidian, posed the question that would change everything. What is the average kill ratio for one Earth Marine? The question hung in the air like a challenge. The amphitheater, carved from living crystal and filled with the galaxy's finest military minds, erupted in whispers. Cadets from 100 worlds exchanged glances, some amused, others confused. Cadet Xyloth, a Vorian with tentacles that twitched with arrogance, raised one appendage. Sir, with all due respect, I calculate approximately 1.3 to 1. Humans are Category 4 Deathworlders, but they lack our exoskeletons, the Thoraxians' acid blood, or the Kralix battle fury. They're adequate. Laughter rippled through the assembled students. Even the teaching assistants, decorated veterans from campaigns across the Andromeda Arm, smiled at the assessment. Commander Vexthor's expression didn't change. He'd fought beside humans. He knew better. Adequate, he repeated slowly, letting the word hang. Cadet Martinez, you're human. Would you care to respond? All eyes turned to the lone human in the assembly, a young woman in the crisp blue uniform of Earth's colonial marines. Lieutenant Jessica Martinez stood, her posture ramrod straight, her dark eyes steady despite being the center of attention from 3,000 alien cadets. Permission to speak freely, sir. Granted. Martinez's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. The kill ratio for a human marine isn't measured in single digits, Cadet Xyloth. The actual combat data from the siege of Thermopylae Station puts it at approximately 47 to 1. The lecture hall exploded. Cadets shouted their disbelief, translators struggling to keep up with the cacophony of alien languages. Impossible. Statistical error. Propaganda. Commander Vexthor slammed one massive fist on the podium, the sound like a thunderclap. Silence returned instantly. Lieutenant Martinez is correct, he said quietly. And those numbers are conservative. During the defense of Firebase Phoenix, Corporal James Thompson held a choke point alone for 6 hours against a Skrell hunter pack. When reinforcements arrived, they counted 89 Skrell corpses. Thompson survived with a punctured lung, 3 broken ribs, and a smile. He activated the holographic display. Combat footage filled the air, grainy, brutal, and undeniably real. This is Sergeant Michael O'Brien during the Battle of the Kelvin Belt. The hologram showed a human in powered armor, but the armor was breached, sparking, barely functional. Yet the Marine fought on, using his rifle as a club when the ammunition ran out, then his combat knife, then his bare hands. Around him, insectoid Velkar warriors fell in waves. O'Brien was declared clinically dead twice during extraction. He returned to active duty 5 months later. The Velkar now refused to engage human units without 10-1 numerical superiority. Vexthor cycled through more footage. Each clip showed the same pattern: humans pushed beyond what should have been possible, fighting with a ferocity that defied their physical limitations. You want to know why? Vexthor's voice carried across the stunned silence. Because humans don't have a surrender instinct. We Kralix have our battle fury, yes, but it burns out. The Thoraxians have their hive mind coordination, but damage the queen and they falter. Every species in this galaxy has a breaking point, a moment when survival instinct overrides combat effectiveness. He paused, letting his gaze sweep across the assembly. Humans broke their survival instinct millennia ago. They call it stubbornness. They call it grit. They have dozens of phrases for it: never say die, death or glory, no retreat, no surrender. They made refusing to quit a cultural virtue. Cadet Xylotha's tentacles had gone rigid. But sir, that's tactically unsound. A soldier who won't retreat will be surrounded and killed. Yes, Vexthor agreed. But not before inflicting catastrophic casualties. And that's what you're not understanding. He pointed at Martinez. Stand up, Lieutenant. Tell them about your great-grandfather. Martinez rose again, and this time her voice carried the weight of legacy. My great-grandfather was Private First Class Daniel Martinez. He fought on Earth during what we call World War II. At a place called Iwo Jima, his unit was pinned down by enemy fire. He charged a fortified position alone, armed only with a rifle and grenades. He was shot 4 times but kept fighting until he'd neutralized the position. He survived and received the Medal of Honor. She paused, her eyes distant. But here's what matters, he wasn't special. Thousands of humans did similar things in that war. On both sides. We've been doing it for our entire recorded history. It's not that we don't feel fear, Commander. It's that we've learned to fight anyway. Vexthor nodded slowly. The Galactic Council classified humans as Category 4 Deathworlders based on their physical capabilities. But after the First Contact War, after the border conflicts, after Thermopylae Station, they've begun recommending reclassification. Not because humans are physically superior, they're not. But because of this. He pulled up the official Galactic Marine Corps Combat Manual, translated into Standard. A new entry glowed in red text. Advisory: when facing human military units, standard engagement protocols are insufficient. Humans exhibit anomalous combat behavior including refusal to acknowledge tactical disadvantage, extreme resistance to suppression fire, tendency to advance under conditions other species would consider unsurvivable, pack bonding with combat units leading to suicidal rescue attempts. Documented cases of berserker rage exceeding Kralix battle fury in duration. Recommendation: avoid engagement when possible. If engagement unavoidable, request immediate fire support and numerical superiority of at least 8 to 1. The lecture hall had gone completely silent. 3,000 future officers stared at the words, comprehension slowly dawning. So, Commander Vexthor said softly, let me ask the question again. What is the kill ratio for one Earth Marine? This time, no one answered. Because they'd finally understood the truth. The answer wasn't a number. The answer was, enough to make the galaxy think twice about going to war with humanity. Lieutenant Martinez sat down, and in the silence that followed, she could hear her great-grandfather's voice echoing across the generations, Semper Fi. Always faithful. Always fighting. Always human. That was the ratio that mattered.